Bobo? Bobo?
Fine.
Alright, go.
We are at the Western Hotel.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? We're actually closed.
Oh, okay. I thought
We actually.
We'll probably start you up on the second floor, maybe here.
Okay.
So this is the Western Hotel. It's the oldest still standing building here in Lancaster. It was built in 1888. Here. So the railroad came out here, and that allowed people to come out here. Yeah, let me take you. So this is the parlor area. Let me take you into the.
Bobo?
So this is the dining room area. They used to serve meals here. A meal back then cost about 50 cents.
So what was this place supposed to be for?
This is actually used to be a hotel. And this was the dining room area of the hotel. Kitchen would have looked like back then. They didn't have coals get nice and hot, and then you could start cooking on the top of this, or in some of the stove portions. So cooking back then was quite an ordeal. It took all day to start cooking a meal. At the time, Myrtie Weber was a cook here. She had worked here for the longest, and actually when she burned her stove, a small one like this, she eventually complained. This back 25 feet. And this is some of the tie up your horse, a few of the original locks, and this is actually a weight that would go in the walls for the window sashes. And then we've got a brick and a piece of pipe. Turn this one around so you all can see it a little better. So we've got two models. This is what the higher, steeper pitch on the roof. There was a cover over the awning out front, and there was more buildings over the top, and then some of these buildings in the back are missing. So there's been a few changes over the hotel. George Weber owned the building the longest. This hallway here has got a lot of pictures there. And this is actually another picture of it here. George was originally from England and worked for a newspaper company, and they came out here to try and turn the... Yeah, can you think you can guess how much a hotel room was for the night?
You want to take a guess?
Back in 1888?
$10?
Less than that even. It actually cost $1 a night to stay here, and that did include one meal. And you'd be staying in a room like this, all the essentials you need, basically just the bed, the dresser there, and then a wash basin. That was all you really got for your $1 though. The hotel had about 14 to 16 rooms, modern floor in here. Most all the original stuff is still downstairs. So some of these rooms were renovated. Some of them got turned into 2 rooms, got turned into one laundry room, like this one here, and the one next to it. This is our natural history section. We've got a display here about the Native American tribes. There's 6 Native American tribes actually located out here. None of them lived on the valley. So this map shows the names and locations of some of the tribes that were out there. Northern Tehachapi Obsidian, and then the shells out from the western coastal Indians would often get traded right here, along with geologically significant minerals in here, and that's actually what we have set up in here, some of the various items that are mined out from the Antelope Valley here. Granite, agate. So in here is a little bit of just kind of the housewares and sort of what you would see in a typical Lancaster homestead at the time. A few of the jars from the local dairies. And this ceramic set that you see.
It wasn't for coffee and tea?
No, for coffee or tea. What do you think could have been? It's usually a drink you have around winter time, maybe. What's the marshmallows at? That's right, hot cocoa. At the time, chocolate was, it wasn't as widely available as it is a griddle, old-fashioned griddle. 4 things that you might find inside the kitchen in a homestead here. This little wooden block actually is for making your own butter. That's a butter mold. You would pour your liquid butter in there, and then when it dried, you'd Lift that little bar up and the whole thing comes apart. So, through their 20-year period, the hotel changed hands. It had a lot of different owners and a lot of different people running it. It also changed names. It was originally known as the Gilman Hotel, which you can see painted on the side of the building right here in this picture. Parking lot out there. And this would be the boulevard right there, and where we have the bake painted by hand using stencils or freehand with a brush. So wallpaper was very expensive, so for a hotel to actually have wallpaper, tents set up along the side with what used to be over here, which is currently now the post office. And the reason they did that was during the Owens Valley out here. Another significant point in the hotel actually is that the original Chamber of Commerce meeting, small fires and nobody was maintaining it, and it was starting to just kind of fall apart. On the second floor, sweeping up the hallway. This is a color picture of them out front of the hotel at the time. The palm trees are still out front. They hadn't widened the boulevard yet. This case right here. So they started the Save the Western Hotel movement. They started collecting people's change. They handed out all these pamphlets to try and raise awareness that the hotel needed saving. There wasn't anything out here at all, so this is one of the original Lancaster Depot right here with the tracks. I can leave the back door open for you.
Go.
We're at the Western Hotel Museum. So that's where the sign used to be painted there.